Hey, Dave. How you doing?
Hey, how are you? Thanks for coming on board.
Thanks for having me.
Tell us a little bit about the Vikings. You're in your second year. Real good year last year. Made it back to the playoffs. First playoff win, I think, since 2007. What's the mood been like this year?
Well, we are very excited because we came off a great season last year. So there's a lot of energy back again for this season. We have a lot of returning players, although we lost a couple of very great players that made some Cal honors this past season, like Penelope Saganis and Abby Amos. So those are big losses for us, but the girls have been doing a great job at filling their roles.
How much different was this preseason as opposed to last year? You came in kind of late in the preseason there in the summertime and kind of had to scramble to get things going. A little bit different this year for you?
Yeah, exactly. Last year I was kind of not thrown into it, but I was put in there kind of last minute. So it was kind of a scramble for me to get everything together and organized. But this year I had the whole year to plan and be with the girls. We did a little bit of off-season training in the weight room. So we sort of eased into preseason this year, and so far it's been great.
What are some of the goals of this squad this year? I know you had a real good year last year. Like we said, made it back to the playoffs, and that was a great experience for you guys. Got your first playoff win, beating Millville, before you had to go on the road and take on Eastern, which is a tough challenge for anybody in the country. What are the goals this year, and what are you guys looking to accomplish?
Well, we'd like to make the playoffs again, and I think that's definitely doable for us. If we could get to the third round, that would be amazing. This year, we kind of tried to schedule some tougher games, so hopefully that preps us a little better for playoff play. It's unfortunate down here in South Jersey, we don't really play many Group 4 schools besides Millville and Vineland, so we don't get too many power points from playing those schools. So this year, I tried to schedule games with teams like Southern Regional and Clearview, just to get us a little bit more prepared for that level of play, so we're ready for a team like Eastern when it comes.
Yeah, we're talking with Ali Juliano, head coach of the field hockey team at Atlantic City High School. You got some real nice players back, Kirsten Campbell, Hannah Mackler, Julia Falvo, Georgia Turner, Izzy Turner, Lily Catuno, to name a few. How tight is this group? I mean, they seem to really come together well, and they want to kind of take this program to the next level.
Absolutely. I've seen these girls for 2 years play now, and they're really, really starting to mesh. And I think that at this point in this season, I think we're even further ahead than we were last year. So I'm really excited and looking forward to what they can do together as a team. The offense is working extremely well together. They're scoring in the circle, and the midfield and defense are working really well to move the ball up the field and get them the ball. So we've had a couple of scrimmages, and I'm very pleased with what I see out there. And we've been scoring, which is something that we struggled with last year. So that's really great.
Yeah, last year you guys were kind of carried by the defense, and especially goalie Izzy Turner. She's back with another year of experience, kind of a younger player. How important is she going to be to your success this year?
She's huge, and we're very fortunate to have her. And it's kind of really good for us that she started as a freshman because we had her for all 4 years. And she started last year in a varsity level position, so it was all kind of very new to her. The level of play was new to her. So this year she's coming in a little bit more experienced. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what she can do, the goal.
What are some of the biggest challenges you guys face? Like you said, you do play some smaller schools around here, but you do have some really good small schools. A team like Middle Township obviously coming in on Tuesday. How big of a game is that for you guys right out of the chute? You start out with a team that won 16 games last year.
Yeah, that's. I'm really looking forward to that game on Tuesday. Like I say every year before that opening day, I'm like a little kid on Christmas. I don't sleep very much that night. But that is a huge game for us. Last year, we actually scrimmaged them once in the preseason, and we played them again in the regular season, and they actually had beat us. It was a very close game. But this year, I'm really, really looking forward to that game especially, and it's going to be a great home opener for us. We're playing that out on our brand new turf, so that should be a great game to come and see. Also, EHT is always a tough game for us. We fell behind both of our games last year against them. So that's something we really want to come together and make successful for us. Mainland, obviously, is always a great game for us, coming from me as my alma mater there. So the girls always get pretty pumped up to play there.
What's that like, playing your alma mater? I know you're probably pretty good friends with Jill Hatz over there and that coaching staff, and it's got to be cool to go against your old school, and like you said, you guys beat them last year for the first time in a long time, and that's got to be a great kind of a budding rivalry going on right there.
Yeah, Coach Hatch is great, and all of the other coaches there are actually some of my great friends from growing up. So it's always fun when we get together and play. We try to make it, a friendly kind of rivalry, but I always just want to beat them. So.
Well, Coach Hatch is friendly until the whistle blows. Then she gets pretty intense.
Yeah, me too. So it goes both ways.
What kind of knowledge do you try to impart on your girls as being a former high school player, a very, very good high school player? You know what it's like for girls to go through a high school season. There's ups and downs. It can be hard at times to keep them focused. What did you learn in your first year of coaching that you're going to try to do better with this year and kind of grow as a coach?
There are a lot of challenges, especially for girls at the high school level. You're balancing school and just trying to get your whole life together. So for them, there's a lot of outside factors that go into how they play. So I tell them, when you come onto the field, drop everything else that happened that day and just be there in the moment. Because I don't know if they realize it now, but when you look back, for me, looking back on high school, those were some really, really great memories for me. So I really try and tell the girls to go out there on the field and think about this game just in that moment. And, really try to work together and leave everything else that happened off the field and come together as a team.
What are some of your biggest memories from high school?
Ooh, high school. We
had, put you on the spot here.
We had a great team at Mainland when I played. So we had some really great players like Preston Schreier and some of my good friends that I played with on the team. And actually, they're some of my greatest friends now. So you really do form great relationships with people that you play with on a team that lasts forever. And I can remember there was a headline that was in the press. My mom actually tweeted me the link last season we were playing Mainland, or when Atlantic City was playing Mainland. And the headline was Juliano wins or scores game-winning goal against Mainland. So that was one of my highlights, and I can always remember that, waking up to seeing that headline in the newspaper.
Now you're kind of competing for headlines there with your younger brother Mike, who's one of the best kickers in South Jersey for the Mainland Mustangs there. Who's got bragging rights this year in the family?
Yeah, it's going to be tough because Michael, he goes out there and he does a great job, and I'm so proud of him and all of his accomplishments. And in his senior year, I hope he gets some great recognition that he deserves, because he is one of the greatest kickers around here and maybe even in New Jersey. So hopefully for him, great things come out of this season. And, of course, he's my brother, so I wish him all the success in the world.
You think Coach Coffey's going to give him a chance to break the school record for the longest field goal?
I hope so.
What's that like, having a brother in high school and you're coaching high school kids? It's got to give you a little bit of a unique perspective on things.
It does. It is interesting to hear what he says about his experience with his team. So I always kind of take what he says and think about how I act as a coach and try and reevaluate, what I do and try and make myself a little better for things that I hear him say. So.
All right, Allie, I appreciate you coming on board. We're going to let you go here. We go up against the break. I'll be seeing you out there on Tuesday. Glory Days Magazine will be out there covering the field hockey and the boys soccer game. So good luck to you next week in this season, and we'll be catching up with you soon.
Great. Thank you so much, Dave. Thanks for having me again.
All right, thanks.
All right, take care.
That was Allie Juliano, head coach of the field hockey team over at Atlantic City High School. They got a